Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Caelis from CZT Balen Garcia. I hope I pronounced all that right. Okay, this is a neat one and a recent release from tanglepatterns.com. Highly recommend subscribing over there if you haven't done so already. All right. And it's an interesting one. I'm going to put, it's not necessarily a grid pattern. I'm just going to put this here because I think it'll be easier. Okay. Starts off with nested squares in the middle. And on the rather tiny side, but as you know, we get to do whatever we want, right? Okay. And for me, going slower is better. I have all kinds of interesting ones on my version of the step out. Okay. Then, and here, this is the part that's interesting, and I almost split this part up into two step outs. But I thought, I'll 2 steps, but I'll just explain what I found. So the next step she has is, they look like arrows coming out of the sides, but what I found to be easiest is I'm kind of aura-ing the sides, or, you could, here's your box and you could just, because I'm thinking, gosh, if you're doing this on a Zendala, well, you just have to figure out where your box lines are, or just, we're making a bigger box, leaving a big gap in the middle, however you want to think about it. Okay. And then draw the lines coming out. Like that. That's how I found it to be easiest, because I was thinking, well, gosh, if I draw this line, so I just found it safer to do it this way. All right, next, this one I did, I divided the next step into 2, just for me, because I noticed that there's a little line coming down, and as you can see, my spaces aren't necessarily even. It's all good. But so I decided, I'm going to make this a separate step. Oh, I can pull this one out maybe just a little bit. Like so. Because then the next step is a curved line going in between those 2. And to me, there's no way I was, I can't see doing, this line. I guess you could. This line, you could probably do it, say in a stroke if you wanted to. But I'm all for easy. Oh, that didn't turn out too bad. Even though some, there's some... I love it when it still looks good, and there is unevenness and all of that. I think it's cool. All right, next, from the center-ish of that curve line we just made, and bringing it down towards the box, and then put a little orb on the end. Like that. And then you are set to play and shade. All right. I really like that. Well, no, let's see. Could I do something different? Oh, probably could. Nah. I was thinking I could put little lines in there. Oh, could put little orbs in there. We'll see what it looks like, and then I can always fill it in. Nah, I like it filled in better. That's the nice thing. You can try things out, and if you don't like it, it's like, just fill it in. I was going to do it anyway. All right. And I kind of like the idea of filling in these orbs. Try to leave a little bit of a shine. I'm also making them just a tad bigger. Like so. All right. And here's how I decided I was going to shade mine. And I really like it. I'm just picking a side. So I'm going to put the shading, the graphite, on the right side of things. Well, actually, let me do those first. And then I'll come back. Because it's fun to do things in steps. And of course, you know, however you want to play with this, do it. And then, because this is how I was playing with it, I'm like, well, that looks neat, but we got to do something with those with these crosses. And so I decided to do the same thing. But I think it's fun to just, you know, do things in stages. Take a look at it. Yeah, I just think that looks neat. I think it kind of gives it sort of some motion or something by just doing one side. I don't know if that's the right word for it or not, but I like it. Like that. It's just cute. Now, you could use this as a fragment. So you wouldn't put the box around it. I just did that for the frame of it. But you wouldn't necessarily put it in a box. Unless, of course, you wanted to. Oh, because then you could decorate outside of that. But you could use this, like I said, as a fragment. Just that bit. And I think let's see. If I was doing it just as a fragment, I'm thinking I might start with these corners just to have that squared in and then do the rest. So that is an option for you. All right. Now, I did decide to play further as I was playing. And because on Balen's step out on the sample, it's a lot bigger one of like this, and I kept looking at it, and I'm like, I don't see the pattern. And what I decided to do is I did a pencil like a string, so I just divided it into fours because you can still see some of it out here. And then and that is what I did is I put the little corners in first, and these are sharing all on the inside. And on, I think it was it on Balen's? Now I need to go look. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, there's a sample right to begin with. And I decided not to fill those in solid because I kept looking at it. And I'm like, I don't, it was like, does not compute. And then as I was looking more at it, I was like, oh, it's, sharing. So as long as you work to not have this curve line going past that line, then you're safe. So that's what I did. So, they're kind of touching, but yeah, you can fill those in, but I thought, well, no, I'm going to leave them not filled in just so that way you can see. But at the same time, man, it's hard to pick. Like I can pick the corners of the tangle, And I did the shading the same way. And it's just really, really neat because what pops out to me are these inner squares. And I'm like, well, that looks like a completely different tangle. So anyway, so I just thought that was neat and wanted to share. And yeah, it really wasn't hard. It was just a matter of setting it up. And as I said, just doing those corners. And then like here, the two are sharing, you know, yeah, so here's the corner. This one is sharing that same, that little line there. So, like I said, really, really neat. Really clever. And let me, and, oh, yeah, there's just so many fun things that you could do with this one. All right. Well, if you have enjoyed this, and I hope you have, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description section, you will find links to the step outs. I always do my own version and then link to the creator of the tangle. And below that is my link tree. So if you do enjoy my work and you want to follow me, all of my social media is on there. There are links where you can follow me, follow my class posts. So, because I teach Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just by the way, Thursdays are free. Tuesdays, the third Tuesday of the month is free. The other ones have a fee. Or I do have a subscription club also, and I have the first Tuesday reserved for them. Let's see, and what else? We have a Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook, so if you'd like to join us there, click that link, answer the 4 questions, and then as soon as I see it, we'll let you in. All right. Well, I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you happy tangling.